Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, National Update, June 19th. Right now we're looking at the mid-level water vapor loop, and you can see the spin in the atmosphere across some of the east and the southeast, right over Tennessee here, and some of Illinois, Indiana, some severe storms on the south side of that low pressure system, and this isn't going to be going anywhere fast. It's going to be bringing some heavy rains here across the region, pretty big amounts, some flooding concerns with it as well. We've also got this big trough across Pacific Northwest, casting a strong gradient across some of the Intermountain West, bringing some big winds with that also. And the oppressive heat will continue across some of Texas and towards Louisiana and even include Oklahoma at times as well. We'll take a look at that in some detail here in a moment. This is looking a little bit closer at yesterday's storms, and you can see these overshooting tops and these severe thunderstorms moving across some of Mississippi here and out towards Florida. I always like watching those overshooting tops come through the area. Here's the storm reports from yesterday. You can see a few tornadoes reported here. The blue is wind reports. The black would be hail. And look at this little lone tornado report there out across Oregon with that trough coming across the region. There's also a water spout out there near the Portland metro as well yesterday. And impress your friends here with knowledge of layers of the atmosphere here. This is where most of our weather occurs. And some of those overshooting tops can punch into the very lower levels of the stratosphere here just briefly. This is looking at day one categorical outlook for severe storms. You can see the wide swath of slight here, as well as across North Dakota and towards Montana here. Tornado threat right along the Gulf Coast there today as well. This is looking at day one excessive rainfall outlook, and this is because of that upper level low just continues to spin here. Severe weather will be associated with possible flooding concerns with that. We'll take a look at that in a little bit more detail here also. This is the fire danger here across Arizona and some of New Mexico there. This is composite reflectivity. This is what the Doppler radar may look like. As you can see, we're looking at the entire country. You can see some of these storms moving across the area today. Multiple rounds of them, as you can see, going through northern Florida here. And then you can see some thunderstorm activity coming down across Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana as well. Hopefully cooling some of these folks off a little bit here. And you can see some of these storms as you go on in through tomorrow, continuing to fire up across some of the Dakotas, Wyoming, Montana here. And as we go on to Wednesday morning, it starts to push off to the east a bit more. But you can see that upper level low across some of the east and the southeast here, just continuing to spin in the same area. So it's not looking good for flooding concerns where these storms continue to train over the same area. This is looking at 500 millibars, 18,000 feet. You can see the big trough of the Pacific Northwest, upper level low here across some of the Midwest and some of the east, southeast. Big ridge with that oppressive heat continuing across areas of Texas here. And you can see we've got this high pressure here over Canada in the northeast here, not allowing this low pressure system to go anywhere, just kind of hanging out here, bringing those flooding concerns and severe weather threat with it as well. This is looking at heavy rainfall expected this week. Check it out for some of central Georgia. Look at some of these areas getting 4 to 6. And of course, there's going to be much higher amounts locally wherever these storms are training over any given area here, as it says here. Nice graphic from the National Weather Service, Peachtree City, Georgia. This is looking at apparent temperature. This is in Celsius here. Just kind of scrolling through here. You'll get the gist of what's going on here. As you can see, as you warm up during the daytime today, some of these thunderstorms do kind of try to bring some relief to some areas for with that oppressive heat. But as we go on to Tuesday, you can see a repeat all the way up and through Oklahoma here. And what's happening there is you're not getting much evaporative cooling here on your skin there. The dew points are so high that when you sweat, it doesn't allow you to cool off that much. You're not getting that cooling that normally takes place with lower dew points. That oppressive heat, I should say, continues across a lot of Texas and towards Louisiana, Oklahoma. This is looking at the risk of hazardous temperatures here, and you can see the moderate and the slight risk line for that excessive heat as you go out there. Kind of an experimental product that NOAA runs. This is excessive heat outlook, Corpus Christi, Texas. Look at this: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And man, you must be a pro if you're living down in this region at beating the heat. I mean, just incredible. This is red flag warning here for some of Flagstaff, Arizona here. With that trough moving across the area, it is kicking up some strong winds, gusting to 45. So there's some pretty good fire danger going on here. You can see the low relative humidity. It helps grow these fires quite quickly when they do arrive. And this goes all the way in through Monday night, about 8 p.m. here across much of northern Arizona. This is high wind warning here across some areas. Salt Lake City, you can see wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour for some areas and 50 elsewhere. So watch out. Give those big rigs some room out there. Watch out for some power outages. This possibility. Secure your outdoor objects, etc. And this was Las Vegas, something similar there, all the way out through California, the higher terrain through Las Vegas. Look at that 50 to 60 mile per hour gust there. And this is for Monday, June 19th there, as you can see, with some warm temperatures as well. This is looking at the 80-meter wind speed here. So if we put this into motion, you can see these really strong winds kick across Nevada, California, northern Arizona, Utah, up into Wyoming, including some of Colorado and New Mexico as well. And so what's driving that, you might wonder here. Let's take a look at that a little bit further. You can see that trough here. And it's a big temperature gradient here, and this continues down into the lower levels of the atmosphere as well. So as you can see, you bring that very cold air there aloft into the region, and you get that strong gradient here. That's what's kicking up those winds and helping to increase some of the fire danger across the Intermountain West. Then, of course, ending with a good note here across some of the plains. Drought remains but improves, and drought removal likely for some of the areas out there. Been getting a lot of rainfall out here, so that's very good news here. But on the flip side of that, there's going to be a drought development likely here across some of the Midwest. You can see Illinois, Indiana, out towards Ohio as well, including Iowa there. So yeah, you got to take the good with the bad here, but we'll see what updates here as we get towards the end of June, which we're coming up on here rapidly. Today's June 19th, and there'll be a new one out at the end of June here coming up. But yeah, hopefully we don't get the drought setting up here too bad across some of the areas. Can include some of New York and Pennsylvania as well. But anyway, let me know how you guys are liking these briefings. I'm going to be fine-tuning these over time. I did do 3 briefings today, trying to test this out and see how it goes. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. I'll continue to fine tune this as I mentioned, and we'll do this again in the next couple of days, and I'll talk to you guys then.